Hello everyone, and welcome back to Bethel Be Organizing, where I help people organize their homes for free. Today we are working on organizing the small pantry. This job was super fun, and I think I'm starting to realize that pantries are one of my favorite things to organize. If you have any favorite spaces to organize, let me know down in the comments below. But we are just going to start pulling everything off. And later on in this video, there was some things on the shelves that I thought were something else, and I will show you that later on. As I'm pulling everything off the shelves, I am putting them onto the counter, and I'm also categorizing them into the categories that we want for each item or each area of stuff. So like baking and breakfast and snacks and everything like that. So we're doing that because everything in here was kind of just scattered and just randomly put in here. So we're going to give her and her kids some categories that will make it so much easier for them to keep this space organized and for them to just get to the things that they need. If you notice, as I'm pulling everything out, then there are small black pebbles or dots, whatever they're called. They're small black things, and at first glance, I thought they were mice droppings. So they're actually chocolate chips on this shelf, and then there's raisins on the other shelves. But for a moment, I was a little bit scared that they were mice droppings and that we were going to find a mouse or something, but they are not. So they are just food, and they just look a little bit like mice droppings. One of the fun things about organizing other people's homes is that I get to meet new people and I get to meet their families and their kids and everything. So she had a little boy that was curious what I was doing, and he saw the raisins on this shelf, and he came over and started he asked me, "Can I eat these?" He just came over and grabbed them off the shelf and just was like, "Can I eat these?" And I said, "You better ask your mom because I don't know how old they are." So that was kind of funny. It's just so fun to meet these people and their families, and some of their kids are just so funny. Anyways, we'll get back to the organizing. This space was kind of small and narrow, so I'm trying really hard to not get in front of the camera, but I did get in front of it a little bit, and hopefully it's not too bad. We are just cleaning everything up now and wiping everything down. A lot of the stuff on the walls and the shelves were kind of stained on there, so I got whatever we could off, but a lot of it was stained on there. And also, if you notice, there's paint coming off right there. It's kind of chipped. So maybe one day she can repaint these shelves, but for now we're just going to leave it how it is and finish cleaning everything up. Here are the raisins that I was talking about that her little boy wanted to eat. We didn't end up letting him eat them because we didn't know if they were expired or how long they have been there. And it's just not worth the risk of maybe getting sick or food poisoned from eating something expired. So if you have any expired food in your pantry, maybe it's a good idea to go ahead and throw that away because you can't donate expired food. I don't think the raisins were expired, but just in case, we're not going to eat them. I'm going to scrape all this peanut butter off the wall and hopefully get most of these stains off, but the stuff on the back wall I was not able to get off. But we're going to sweep this floor again and then scrub everything down. And watching me scrub this down was super satisfying, just watching all the dirt and grime just disappear. It was super satisfying. So the funny thing about doing a job for so long is that you kind of become like clutter blindness, I guess you could call it. And with this job, I was pulling everything out and the counters were covered in everything, so there wasn't really any counter space. And the room was just kind of cluttered up. And I finished scrubbing everything down. And as soon as I started doing the door, I realized I forgot to take everything out of the door. So it's kind of funny that it's like clutter blindness. You don't see it until you're right there. So I started taking everything out of the door, and we're going to organize the door as well. If you notice, she has a lot of the same thing. And I asked her, do you use a lot of this? And she says, no, I just go to the store and think, oh, I don't have any of that. So she buys a bag, then she gets home and puts it in the pantry. And then every time she goes to the store, she thinks she's out of it. So we're going to give her some clear categories to where she can look in that spot and say, okay, I have 5 bags of this, so I don't need to buy any more. And hopefully this will help her to not keep rebuying things when she already has them and that she can see that she has them. But now I'm just going to start putting everything back on the shelves. We're going to use this whole bottom shelf for all of her cans and also her jars of peanut butter. I'm going to make a row of each type of can and then straighten those out at the end or once I have all of the cans on the shelf. I'm also going to put any of the cans that have their label ripped off in the front so that those can get used up very first. I also have a tip for anybody who might be dealing with a lot of expired cans. So the tip is to take a Sharpie marker and write the expiration date pretty big on top of the can because most cans, their expiration date is really small and it's usually on the bottom of the can where you have to flip it up to see the date. So writing it on top helps a lot to see, okay, this one is almost expired, so I need to hurry and use it up. And also just making sure that the newer cans get put to the back so that you can use the older ones first. I know that there are some can rotators that you can buy. So if you have a hard time rotating your cans out, maybe that would be something that could help you to make sure you eat your food before it goes expired. With these jars of peanut butter, then a lot of them were open and half of them were used. So I took all the peanut butter jars and put the ones that were not open in the very back. And then I also took the ones that were open and the least full gets moved to the front so that those ones can get used up first. This is going to be her snack basket, and she doesn't have a lot of snacks, so we're just going to sort all of her snacks into this. And I wanted to get a couple of baskets like this because she seems to be someone who likes very broad categories. And this will help her a lot to have just one category for baking, one category for her healthy stuff, instead of trying to put it all in smaller categories like maybe chocolate chips or whatever. So putting it in big categories for her is going to help her a lot to be able to keep this space organized better. And also these baskets are going to help her to reduce the crumbs and the spillage, because if anything spills, all she has to do is pull the basket out and wash everything in the basket instead of just having it dump all over the shelf and washing the entire shelf. At first I was thinking to have these glass jars in the basket, but it actually made the basket super heavy. So we're going to take them out and just have them sit on the shelf, because that will probably be easier for her to pull the basket in and out. This pantry actually turned out really good, and I actually forgot to take a picture with the labels on the baskets, so that was my bad on my part, but we're going to put the breakfast food right here, and then we're going to put everything back in the door, and then we are all done. We ended up with extra space in this pantry that she actually wants to add all of her paperwork and filing system on the top shelf. So I'm really glad we were able to help her do that and get her paperwork off of her counters. I guess we are actually not done. I forgot we didn't do the stuff on the floor. So I'm actually going to do a quick sweep right here and then put this bucket back in. And also we got this small bin for her potatoes, so they're not just scattered all over the floor and dumping dirt everywhere. For now, I'm going to dump the potatoes in the bin, but I told her if she doesn't like to dump them out, then she can actually just put the bag straight into the bin, and that way there still won't get dirt everywhere and it will be easier to keep this area clean. But I was very happy with the way this turned out, and I hope you guys enjoyed it too. I had a lot of fun doing it, working with her and her kids. And comment down below your favorite space to organize for yourself or for your friends or family or anybody that you know. Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already, so you can join our organizing family. And I will see you guys in my next video.